Thank you, sir. Good evening, everyone. I am Aishwarya Mazumdar, and I welcome you all on the behalf of Sharda University School of Law, the first Anand Swarup Gupta Memorial Virtual National Moot Court Competition 2020. And now I would like to request Professor Pradeep Kulshrestha, Dean School of Law, for the welcome address. Sir.
Thank you, Ms. Ashwarya. It is my distinct and proud privilege to extend a very warm welcome to the Chief Guest, His Lordship Honorable Mr. Justice Sanjay Kishan Kaul, Judge Supreme Court of India, and other dignitaries present in this validation session. One second. His Lordship is the leading legal luminary and has authored several leading judgments upholding the preambular declaration of justice, liberty, equality, fraternity, and the dignity of the individual. On 26th May 2020, Supreme Court bench of Honorable Mr. Justice Ashok Bhushan, Honorable Mr. Justice Sanjay Kishan Kaul, and Honorable Mr. Justice M.R. Shah took suo motu cognizance of the problems and miseries of the migrant laborers who have been stranded in different parts of the country, and in a landmark judgment on 28th May passed a slew of orders to manage and ease the miseries of the migrant workers who are desperate to reach to their hometowns amid the long term. His Lordship also takes out time from his otherwise very hectic schedule to interact with faculty and law students. Your Lordship, we stand much obliged to your benevolence. Honorable Mr. P.K. Gupta, Chancellor Sharda University, is well-renowned visionary and the leading educationist of international repute. So thanks for being our inspiration. Honorable Pro-Chancellor Shri Y.K. Gupta is always motivating all of us to make sincere efforts for excellence in the academic field. So thanks for your valuable guidance. This moot court competition has been organized in the memory of most respected father of our Chancellor Sir and Pro-Chancellor Sir. He was a renowned philanthropist, well known for his humility and invaluable services to the society. We pay our sincere tribute to Shri Anand Swarup Gupta ji. During lockdown, Sharda University has conducted 100% online classes, assignments, quizzes, webinars, as well as moot courts under the leadership of Professor Shivram Khara, Vice Chancellor. And on 14th May 2020, the QS ranking has awarded Sharda University with the prestigious QS iGauge e-learning excellence award for academic digitization. This award has been given only to the top 10 university in India. Learned Shri P.K. Malhotra, former Secretary, Ministry of Law and Justice, has made significant contribution in the field of legal education as the Distinguished Professor, School of Law, Sharda University. This event provided a platform to the budding law students to showcase their mooting skills via video conferencing platform, who were judged by Honorable Mr. Justice Pradeep Kumar Srivastava, Judge Allahabad High Court, Honorable Mr. Justice Sanjay Kumar, Judge Patna High Court, Honorable Mr. Justice Talwant Singh, Judge High Court of Delhi, Honorable Mr. Justice Rakesh Tiwari, former Chief Justice Calcutta High Court, Honorable Mr. Justice Rajesh Tandon, Chairman Uttarakhand Law Commission, Dr. Manoj Kumar and Ms. Shweta Bharati, Senior Partners, Hammurabi and Solomon Law Associates, and various legal luminaries. We stand much obliged to them. With these words, I, on my own behalf and on the behalf of the management, dignitaries, faculty, non-teaching staff, students, and dear participants, welcome His Lordship and express our sincere gratitude. Thank you, Lord.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, I would like to request Professor P.K. Malhotra. Sir was former Secretary, Ministry of Law and Justice, and Distinguished Professor, School of Law. Sir, please.
My Lord, Mr. Justice Sanjay Kishan Kaul, Honorable Judge, Supreme Court of India, Shri P.K. Gupta ji, Chancellor, Sharda University, Shri Y.K. Gupta ji, Pro-Chancellor, Sharda University, Professor Sivaram Khara, Vice Chancellor, Sharda University, Professor Pradeep Kulshrestha, Dean, School of Law, Sharda University, all the honorable judges, including Justice Talwant Singh, Justice Rajesh Tandon, Justice P.K. Srivastava, Justice Sanjay Kumar, Justice Rakesh Tiwari, who are all the persons who have judged the mooters in the debate which was presented during this moot court competition, distinguished faculty members of the School of Law, other participants of this webinar, dear participants in the moot court competition, and my dear students. I think every good thing has to come an end, and now we are in the valedictory function of the first virtual moot court competition organized by the Moot Court Society of the School of Law. I mean, 3 days, 22 participants in the first virtual moot court competition. Let me clarify, this is a first virtual moot court competition, but so far as the moot court competition is concerned, in the name of Shri Anand Swarup Gupta ji, this is the fifth one, but we were not able to do it physically this time because of the COVID situation, and therefore we switched over to virtual one, and it went on very successfully. We restricted the participants to 22 competitors only, 22 for the simple reason that we knew that there may be some technical problems because it's a new area which we are venturing into. But this is now what we have decided is, with the consent of the management, that this is in addition to the normal physical moot court competition which Sharda University has been conducting from time to time. I thank all the judges, teachers, advocates, and our sponsors who have actively participated in this moot court competition. And congratulations to all of you in conducting this virtual moot court under the what we call it new normal. And till the COVID-19 situation, which is likely to continue for a very long time, I think this is going to be a new normal, and we have to be used to the new system of conducting our education, not only education, even our day-to-day functioning of the courts also. I'm sure that you not only enjoyed participating in it, but also it was a good learning experience for all of us. We are lucky to have Justice Sanjay Kishan Kaul, Honorable Judge, Supreme Court of India, with us as the chief guest in this valedictory function, who will be giving his words of wisdom to all the participants, to the students as well as participants on this webinar. As all of us know, that the mooting helped the participant in developing their skill of advocacy. No doubt, winning is important, but more important is participating in the competition and learn from the experience of each other. And I think this virtual moot court, which we are conducting every year in the Sharda University School of Law, is helping the students to become a better lawyer. This new technology has forced us to enter virtual mooting, though initially we may have some technical hitches, but I'm very sure that in future we will be more comfortable with it. My compliments to all who have participated in the moot court competition, and congratulations to all the winners of the moot court competition. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Now I would like to request Professor Sibaram Khara, Vice Chancellor, Sharda University. So do we have Vice Chancellor sir with us?
If sir is facing some technical issues, we can move on, Aishwarya.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir. Now I would like to request Honorable Shri Y.K. Gupta, Pro Chancellor, Sharda University. Sir, please.
Good evening to all. On this occasion of the valedictory function of this first virtual moot court competition, in the name of my father, Shri Anand Swarup Gupta, who was a great philanthropist, very disciplined in his life, very honest, and he has given a lot of ethics and values to me and my brother and entire Sharda family. And I'm sure his blessings will be with us forever. On this occasion, we have with us Professor Justice S.K. Kaul, judges of Supreme Court of India, or learned senior judges who is being with us on this moot court competition, Professor Malhotra, Professor Khara, the Chancellor Sharda University, with the Chancellor Sharda University, my brother P.K. Gupta. Under his leadership, we all are working very hard to take the Sharda University at the great height. Professor Pradeep Malhotra, all learned faculty members, my dear students, and participating teams. I'm sure in this 3 days function, you have come across with many great legal luminaries. Whatever question you have in your mind, you will be able to know the real answers from these great luminaries. End of the day, some team will be winning, some team will be losing. My congratulations to the team, those are going to win today, and also those are not able to get the prize this time. I'm sure in times to come, they will be certainly winning it. I'm sure this moot court competitions where you will be able to present your case, develop your case, and arguing your case by reskilling our all legal luminaries. Those are the judges are here. They will be evaluated so well. After some time, we all will be going to know which is the best team. And this kind of function, the Sharda University, maybe in India, virtual moot court competition, first time we have organized, and maybe in legal institutions, this kind of court competition maybe is the first time. All my best wishes to the winning teams. And thank you very much, Justice S.K. Kaul, that you have been with us on this valedictory function. Thank you all the judges for giving and direction and guidance to Sharda University and their students and participating people. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Now I would like to request Honorable Shri P.K. Gupta, Chancellor, Sharda University. Sir.
Namaskar. Good evening, everyone. And I would like to congratulate the Sri Pradeep Kulshrestha, Dr. P.K. Malhotra for conducting such a wonderful event. And so Vaji Gupta already explained about, all those words, about this the team, those who are winning and those who are. Hello. And I also want to thanks to Dr. Justice Sri Sanjay Kaul ji and other Dr. Sri Tandon ji, and then all of our esteemed judges who has been participated and blessed Sharda University for this conducting this moot court. But this is a very difficult situation for all of us. But it was fantastic experience. I think that everybody has it. But I think we can do definitely this much better, because the idea has came that right now we did it for India, but I think we can go in the next year with the international this moot court competition. Hopefully that I think if we get a 5G connectivity, I think this can become a new normal. And I do not know how long we are going to live in this situation. This is basically, I personally believe, teaching learning does not cannot replace the one-to-one connection. And whatever you say, but I personally believe meeting with the people, interacting with them, and looking their energy level, it really makes me more comfortable. But anyway, this is a new normal. I want to congratulate all those who participated in this team, in this competition, those who are winning or those who are losing. Losing doesn't mean that you have not tried hard, but it's a question of that somebody did better than you. So my heartily congratulations for all of them, those who are participating in this team. And special thanks to Sri Sanjay Kaul ji that you have given a special time to bless this occasion. Thank you very much, sir. And I also want to thank once again to Professor Malhotra of guiding this law school, and with the last 5-6 years, I think after you joined, the institution is really growing very well, and hope that it will one day will bring the name and fame for this university, as well as our students should become find better position in the law fraternity. Thank you very much, and wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Now I would like to request our chief guest, Honorable Shri Justice S.K. Kaul, sir is a judge at Supreme Court of India. Sir.
Very good evening to everybody. The Chancellor, Pro-Vice Chancellor, Professor Kulshrestha, the Dean of the School of Law, Professor Malhotra, who has been a former Law Secretary and I have known him, and as advisor to the law school of the Sharda University, my brother judges who have judged the competition, and others present, ladies and gentlemen, and last but not the least, the most important people who are the young students and the participants in this program. As it was said, we are in unusual times, and therefore unusual solutions to those problems have to emerge. But it gives me a great happiness to be amongst you in this manner, which is the only manner of interaction these days, on the valedictory session of the first Anand Swarup Gupta Memorial Virtual National Moot Court Competition. As I understand that the school has been holding competitions, but this is the first virtual one, necessitated by the situation which is there. I believe the teams are yet to be announced who has succeeded in this competition. But as has been said, I think the more important part is the participation. And somebody may cross the line a little earlier and somebody may perform a little better. But I think all need commendation and applaud for participating in this competition, for the hard work, the performance, and doing so in a different manner as they get used to this new methodology. I believe Sharda University School of Law had established itself as a law school, providing education of exceptional levels and enabling holistic style of learning amongst its students. The endeavor in education are commendable as far as the students not only see law as a career choice, but also use law as a tool for promoting and securing social justice. Law is an expanding field, and there are people going to different areas. There are people who are entering the legal profession in terms of the work which is involved, or going to law firms, or going to look after their own businesses. But the knowledge of law is important. Of course, the primary function of events like the moot court is to train them for the litigation work and give them an exposure to deal with situations and prepare them for facing the ground reality in the courts. It helps to empower these young minds to apply the knowledge which they have imbibed through the curriculum in the classroom, and how the same would work in a legal field in the courts, equipped with the academic and innovative skills to mark their performance in the respective fields. This effort, undaunted and unstinting effort put in by the organizers, has seen a large number of participants, as I was informed. And you have completed a competition successfully in this new method, this new way, which is the way of the day, as it said, till some normalcy is restored to the original methodology. The court system is also faced with a similar challenge, where the virtual courts are going on, and I would agree with the Vice Chancellor, that is the University of the Courts, that the personal interaction is always better. But then the choices for all the institution is whether to go ahead and deal with it in this situation, or we put a stop to it. And certainly this is definitely a much better methodology, and an endeavor to see that both education and the judicial system continue to function. Moot courts have always been an integral part of the law student's education for now quite some number of years. It had started taking root in the 80s when I was still doing my law, but it was at a very, very preliminary stage. Though the concept of having teaching through a case method of study rather than academic study had been introduced in the Delhi Law Faculty, where I was a student for a considerable number of time before that, and which helped us to analyze things through the pronunciations which had come from different judicial forums. Such kind of moot courts, in a way, prepare the lawyers to carry out research, analyze, drafting, dream work, creating effective arguments, art of persuasion, improvisation, answering what the judges may have as questions, and all the elements which are pivotal to the practice and understanding of the application of law. What is important and what marks out always a particular lawyer from the other is his ability to read the mind of the judges, as also to innovate and think on his feet. That is an important aspect of it. And in fact, this kind of function, event which you've done is also a new thinking process. So, situation arise, as the participants will realize, where you are come with a particular frame of mind, thinking you will argue in a particular manner, and the questions posed may go in a different direction. You can't say there to the judge that this is not what I prepared for. So when you are able to think there and be able to answer what is going on and satisfy the mind of the judge is what helps you to get the benefit of orders, which is ultimately the purpose for which a lawyer gets ready, assists the court, and endeavors to succeed in the court. Thus, this mooting among the students is a great opportunity, and I think a great practical way, I think, of gearing the students for an intellectual experience and a practical experience of what they will face if they go into the litigation world. The spirit of the law school in ensuring the students develop holistically and graduate as thinking lawyers and visionaries in the field of choice is what it aims at. That's what should be important, because the heart of law lies in the ability to match the ever-changing needs of the society. And hosting this competition thus is also a move in that direction. Law is never stagnant, and that's the beauty of this subject, that it evolves and keeps on evolving, and we keep on learning. We are students for our life. Not only the lawyers, the judges more so are students for their life right till the end. And given the immense importance of the constitutional law field, I must commend the School of Law for facilitating a research in the field of constitutional law through the problem which has been posed to the students to debate in this moot court, and requiring an essential and fundamental of knowledge of significance in the constitution field to be able to be successfully able to debate an issue. And it has, if one may say, varied ramifications of different problems. The moot problem has been based on the constitutional law questions which are socially relevant, politically important in the field, and of current importance. Constitution of India, as we know, was enacted 70 years ago. This monumental document contains several features, things taken from experiences of different constitutions of the world, and the Constituent Assembly debating it over a period of time with very eminent people handling the framing of the Indian Constitution. The power to avail of writ-based remedies, the directive principles of state policy, judicial review, and the fundamental rights are among its salient features. And these are the aspects which must have formed the part of the debate in this mooting which has gone on, because that's how the problem is being made. The Constitution is a dynamic living document, and it involves the response, as I was saying, to the needs of the society. Ever so often, the judiciary has stepped in to ensure that this dynamism complements the changing strides of the Indian society. This can be seen right from the 1970s, which witnessed the delineation of the basic structure doctrine. After all, it was not part of the Constitution, it was evolved through a constitutional process of interpretation, and the expansion of the right of life to the 2000s, witnessing the decriminalization of the same-sex relationships and the establishment of right of privacy as a fundamental right. Within the changing landscapes, the constitutional law finds a place at the core of public law, as it focuses on the relationship between the state and the individual, between the different state actions. I'm happy that in the first edition of this moot court competition, participating students were made to think about contemporary questions and about seeking a balance within dichotomies like public and private, need for privacy, the demand for technology, the multifaceted issues arising from complex interaction of such dichotomies are constantly examined by the court to arrive at a middle path and best ensure the growth of society within the accepted norms. These are difficult boundaries because where the boundary of one ceases, another ends. So where you are talking about the freedom to express your point of view, the rights of privacy, in some sense, will put certain boundaries to it. Now, where one ends and where the other begins, that is what, even while recognizing the right of privacy, the court said that a lot of things will evolve. They will evolve as those rights are asserted and those rights are adjudicated upon. In the information age, there is a spurt of technology, spurt of information. We have, in fact, if one may say, we are loaded with information, and dissecting and analysis of information is thus a crucial aspect. And the accessibility of anything and everything at the click of the button has made the internet and social media an intrinsic part of many lives. This is also further escalated in this difficult times because this is the methodology of both interaction and entertainment which is going on. So on one hand, we have the virtual world caters to the many needs of the 21st century individual. But on the other hand, it has resulted in a possibility of private, intimate and sensitive information being accessible across social media platforms, e-commerce, website, cloud-based services, etc. That's one of the issues, therefore, which is being debated in Europe, and I had an opportunity to mention while dealing with the issue of privacy of the right to be forgotten. Suppose somebody says, look, I may have given some information. I may not like to keep that information there, or I want to go into a more oblivious kind of a situation. But once the information enters this technology era, it is very difficult to remove it, which is a problem, and which is something which must be seen in a day-to-day affair, where if you seek information through internet on a certain subject, you will soon find yourself bombarded by advertisements of people interested in that particular subject or your query. So obviously, there is an information which is not completely secure to yourself itself, because when you step into the public domain, there is an issue which is arising of such information being made to everyone, and the possibility of misuse of this information. And this large-scale flow of sensitive information across internet, despite promises of security and privacy, the risk of this information falling in wrong hands is always looming large. In fact, we have been witness to time where large media corporations have been accused of mishandling and even misusing trusted information. The internet has also become a hotspot for weapon trade, terrorism, child pornography, and even sex trafficking. This is creating its own different challenges which have to be met with today. Another problem, and that's forming some part of this subject also, of what has been debated, is the plague of the digitally keen society and the scourge of fake news. I often find when information, say for example in WhatsApp, is circulated, and then that will get circulated a number of times till somebody say, oh, this is fake news. So the tendency to carry it forward to do so is a problem. And this becomes all the more important in the challenges which we are facing today, where the only method of information is through the internet, and the consequences which it has had in aspects of, one would say, even the migrant labor issue which has cropped up, as well as issues arising from communal tensions which arise. A lot of them emanate from information which may not be wholly reliable and can be misused by sections of society to propagate their viewpoint through this, creating a greater amount of complication, I would say, in the given scenario. Now, many commentators have started recognizing as the present situation is one where really there is a parallel pandemic of disinformation that directly impacts the lives and livelihoods of many around the world. So we have this infodemic also apart from the pandemic which we are facing, if one may say so. And falsehood and misinformation in these times can have proven to be deadly and sowed confusion about life-saving personal and policy choices. Rumors, misinformation, and disinformation are more likely to cause harm to the public order and health safety. And this harm is being experienced not only in our country but world over. So, in some sense, while there is the pandemic has produced a greater element of nationalism where people are more confined to their and more concerned with their immediate neighborhood. In some ways, the problem's expansion has given another conspectus to a worldwide view that this is a problem which everybody is facing. So there is a commonality to the problem of the what is being faced by people across the world. These problems have naturally necessitated judicial and legislative actions. And any regulation, however, demands a balance of the freedom of speech and expression and the right of privacy. Regulation of the digital world in a manner which hedges humanity against the issues I've spoken about, without leaving unguarded the right of privacy, speech, and expression of individuals, is the need of the hour. In a world where contours of public and private are fluid and dynamic, I'm happy that the Sharda University has urged the budding lawyers to interact and debate aspects challenging our society today. Endeavors like these will help in not only improving the knowledge of the students, but also evolving the law of the land, truly, which has to evolve and adapt to the need and the needs of the present situation. I'm sure as our country and the world has come out of difficult situations in the past, we will learn to deal with this pandemic on a medical field, to deal with the misinformation also through evolving technology, and with the hope that normalcy will be restored as soon as possible, and that till such normalcy is restored, we are able to make the best use of the technologies available and to have a continuing education, because some of the fields I feel which are most affected through this pandemic include the court institutions and the education both at the primary level and higher education level. So it's a great challenge to all of them, because wherever people have to accumulate, there is an issue of social distancing which arises. So big challenges produce a lot of thought process. I'm sure the thought process would be both in the educational field and the courts to evolve ourselves to deal with this challenge which we are facing. I'm once again like to congratulate whichever is the winning team to be announced, and also say that all participants of the competition have played an equally important part. Compliment the organizers and the university for the success of the event. It is not important who wins alone, but the importance is of participation. I wish you all the best, and I hope that by the next year when you hold this competition, we will be in a position to hold it through the normal process rather than through only the virtual. Thank you very much.
Your Lordship.
Thank you so much, sir. And now it's time to announce the winners. So the best memorial shall be awarded by ₹5,000, and the winner is Team Llewellyn. Congratulations, everyone. And the runner-up team shall be awarded by ₹10,000 and SCC online subscription worth up to ₹1 lakh. And the runner-up team is Team Llewellyn. Again, congratulations, everyone. And now the winner team shall be awarded by ₹15,000 and SCC online subscription worth up to ₹1 lakh. And the winner is Team Johnson. Congratulations, everyone. And now I would like to request Dr. Irfan, Assistant Professor, School of Law, for the vote of thanks. Sir.
1 second, Aishwarya, you didn't identify the teams. You just told the course.
Sorry, sir.
You just announced the course. You kept the name secret, confidential.
So let the winning team announce its name.
Please give them. Please give them.
Team Kelson, please introduce yourself and mention your college name and the university name, please.
Yeah, please.
Good afternoon, dignitary. So
Indeed,
this is
sir.
Yoga from Savita School of Law from Chennai.
And this is Madhu Balaji from Savita School of Law, Chennai. We are both, our team comprises of 3 people who are all from 4th years. And it has been a really great experience that Shraddha University has provided us. And it has been a really big learning curve to argue in front of sitting High Court judges and former High Court judges. And it is really a privilege to participate in this. And we never expected that we would win. And it is really the biggest prize we could get is the title, and the cash prize and all that doesn't matter at all. And thank you for the opportunity for letting us participate in this. And I also thank my institution, Savita School of Law, for encouraging me to participate in these competitions. Thank you, sir.
And we have learned really good stuff from the judges. And the judges were really politely hearing all our arguments in spite of all the technical glitches we have. And they have given us all the inputs as possible as they could give us. And we have learned a lot. Thank you so much, Shraddha University, for this wonderful opportunity for us.
Thank you very much. It's my privilege to propose a vote of thanks.
1 second, Dr. Irfan. Other team also can say a few words. That is,
yes, sure, sir.
Yeah.
We are the second team. We are from Government Law College, Mumbai, GLC Mumbai. I am in my 5th year, Aviroop Mandal. The other 2 teammates of mine are Vishwajit Deshmukh from 3rd year and Vatsala Varandani from 4th year of the 5-year law course. We are really thankful to honorable judges, honorable Judge Kaul and honorable judges of various high courts. It's been an excellent experience for all of us in this moot, especially because we have had our we could present our arguments before sitting as well as former judges of the High Court. And it's been engaging to also indulge in rebutting the points of the other teams. Thank you, Shraddha University, for conducting a moot on a question which the Supreme Court is presently dealing, and various High Courts have also entertained. Thank you for the entire experience.
Thank you very much. It's my privilege to propose a vote of thanks, respected chief guest and other respected dignitaries. And may it please to the bench, we at the School of Law, Shraddha University, represent all those whose lives were changed by the first Anand Swarup Memorial National Virtual Moot Court Competition, which include, among others, the competing participants, student advocates, the judges who consistently dedicated themselves to examine the participants in their art of advocacy, the faculty and the student observers who ensured the moral and legal sanctity of the courtrooms, the supporting staff, the volunteers who were dedicated to ensure that all goes well. The Moot Court Committee, this has been a living experience throughout, and I must be allowed to thank all who have been part of this living experience. I must also be permitted to make a special reference to few of them who have taken time off their busy schedules and thank them for accepting our invitation to be part of this moot court competition. Among these deaths, the greatest is to Honorable Chief Guest Shri Justice Sanjay Kishan Kaul, Judge, Supreme Court of India, in respect of their valuable address. We would like to thank and extend our warm thanks to all those judges who have given their time to judge the moot court order rounds. Honorable Shri P.K. Gupta, Chancellor Vice Shraddha University, and Honorable Y.K. Gupta, Pro-Chancellor Shraddha University, who consistently encouraged and guided us to to undertake this preliminary task of conducting first Anand Sarup National Virtual Moot Court Competition 2020. It is a pleasure to express a similar debt. Professor P.K. Malhotra, former Secretary, Ministry of Law and Justice, and distinguished Professor, School of Law. I must thank them for their reasoned address. Further, I must be allowed to mention a more specific debt to Professor Sibaram Khare, Vice Chancellor, Sharda University, and Professor Pradeep Kulshreshtha, Dean, School of Law, who enabled us by their wisdom and knowledge, admiration, and guidance in phases where we were out of box and enriched our approach to begin and complete successfully. Thank you also to the organizing Moot Court Committee for their invaluable help during the competition, and a special thanks to those scoring the written arguments who invested their time and efforts to evaluate and comment on each memorial. This competition would not have been possible without the generous support of our sponsors, and I take this opportunity to thank them all also. I cannot refrain from specifying the debt we owe to the participating teams who made the event success, and congratulate all the participating teams for their efforts and wish them all the best for the future endeavors. Thanking one and all.
Thank you, my lordship.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you everyone for being a part of this event and make it a success. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ashwini. Thank you, lordship.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.